Hello, Profit Hackers. I'm Jeremy Lott, the Chief Visionary for Foundation Accounting and Consulting. I owned a construction company for about 15 years before making a change to accounting because my accountants sucked. My goals are to simplify accounting for construction company owners, fuel your profits, level up your cash flow, and help you grow in a financially responsible way. So let's go. Hey, Profit Hackers. Welcome back to the Contractors Profit Hacks show. On this show, we're going to help you today to start implementing Profit First. So Profit First is a system and a book all developed by Mike Michalowicz. It is revolutionary, and his goal is to end the poverty that a lot of entrepreneurs face. What I mean by that is that a lot of contractors in particular are not paying themselves what they want to. Here you've quit your job, you've learned this trade, you've quit the job because you want to jump out and make more money, or because you know a way to do it better. And so you're out here working hard every day on your business, really long hours, and you're just not seeing the payout, right? You're actually making less money than what you were making working for someone else. That doesn't have to be the case. And Profit First is the key to getting out of that. So, to start with, we're going to talk about the philosophy, the mindset behind Profit First, and how we can change that mindset to help us have a better idea of how to make the improvements we need to so we can get paid and we can make it worthwhile to have our own business. Okay? So, to start with, I'll tell a quick story about changing of mindset. My son is on the spectrum. He's 21 now, but back when he was young, he was very obsessed about things. He had this period of time where he was very obsessed about science. And he got so obsessed with science that he stopped dreaming, and magic wasn't real, and fantasy was stupid, and sci-fi was stupid. All of these different things, he thought about it. And we finally sat him down and had a conversation with him. And we told him that he needed to open up his mind, that he needed to think a little bit differently about life, that life is so much more fun if there's magic involved, right? Well, he embraced that, and as a person on the spectrum often does, became obsessed with that concept. So he started to then become obsessed with wizards. And for the next few years, all we heard about every day from him was wizards. And he read books about it, and he watched movies about it, and he was just completely obsessed. So that was a very interesting time. But he found a lot more fun out of life than what he had previously. So we need to do the same type of thing with Profit First. We got to change our mindset. We got to introduce the magic, if you will, again, into what we're doing already. So the key to Profit First is a concept called Parkinson's law. Now, in Parkinson's law, what it means, the definition of it, if you will, is that the need for a resource expands to meet the availability of a resource. That sounds funny, But basically, what it means is that in high school, I got pretty good grades. I graduated with, I think, a 3.9, right? Um, and I worked really hard to get it. But if I was given an assignment, say a book report, and I had 30 days to do it, I would do nothing for like 28 days and then spend 2 days busting my tail to get it done. I always turned in all my assignments. I did them on time, but I stressed out my mom for sure. And it would have been a lot easier if I hadn't done that to myself, right? See, my demand on the resource, my time, the 30 days, expanded to meet the availability of the resource, which was the 30 days, right? So I used up all the time that I had available rather than getting it done early. This is human nature. It applies all over the place. Time is one of the key places where it applies. Another key place where it applies is with your money. If you think about it for a second, what is the equation for the profit and loss? Well, it's pretty simple, right? It's revenue minus expenses equals profit, right? You've all heard that equation. You all understand that. When we have revenue minus expenses, our focus is on the expenses and paying all of our expenses. And then whatever's left is profit. Well, as you know, I'm sure, with most business owners, all the money is used up on the expenses, and that's because of Parkinson's law. If we have this many dollars, we're going to put all those dollars toward our expenses, and then there's nothing left over. And this is the problem. This is why so many contractors are not able to pay themselves, because they use up all their money on their expenses, right? Now, I'm not telling you to not pay your expenses at all. But let's look at this from a little bit different point of view, okay? Now, if you remember algebra, your algebra classes, you don't have to remember them for this, but just go with me here on this. You can add expenses to both sides of the equation, right? Then you have profit equals revenue equals profit plus expenses. And then you can subtract profit from both sides. So now we end up with the equation revenue minus profit equals expenses, right? Mathematically, still the same. Mathematically, we're still covering everything. The difference is that we are now focusing more on that profit first, thus the name, and paying our expenses after. So the new equation here is revenue minus profit equals expenses. And that's the mindset change that we need to make in order to be able to pay ourselves what we want, right? So there's a whole system for implementing this, and I can help you with that. And our next few episodes will cover some of the details of it. But the key point here is that we put profit first. We have our revenue, we take some profit out and set it aside, and then what's left we use to pay our expenses. Okay? Now, I get a lot of people that worry about this. They say that if I'm doing this, then I'm not going to have enough money to cover my expenses, right? But let's go back to the example of me doing a book report. How many days did it actually take me to do the book report? If I had only been given a week to do the book report, would I have still been able to finish it? Yeah, of course. I would have only procrastinated 5 days instead of 28 so that I could finish it all in those 2 days that it took. Right? The same thing is true with your money. The way that most contractors pay bills, and we'll talk about this in a future episode in more detail, but the way that most contractors pay bills is they have their stack of invoices. These are all the things that I need to get paid. They receive a check from the customer and they go deposit it in the bank account. Then they sit down with their stack of bills and the amount in their bank account, and they start saying, okay, I can pay this one, I can pay this one, I can pay this one. And they go on down the line and they pay as many invoices as they can until the money is all gone in the bank account. Right? So this is very common. Most contractors do this, and this is because nobody's taught you any differently, right? But what if we take 5% off the top and set it in another account, and we only have 95% left in the bank account now to pay the bills? Will you still be able to pay all your bills? Yeah, of course, over time. And you need to be strategic about what you pay and when you pay it. But in following this concept, you are able now to be able to pay yourself first with some profit, and then you're able to cover all of your bills, right? So this is Parkinson's law, and how to beat it. You have to change your priority. You have to change your focus, and then you'll be able to have some money for profit because of the mindset change. So thanks again for listening. I hope this has helped you, and I hope that you are able to absorb this and think about it and realize that with this kind of mindset shift, your whole life can be very different. So have a great one. And in the next couple of episodes, we will talk about how to implement profit first now that we have our mindset. So I will talk to you next time. Thanks for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe for weekly episodes to help you fuel your profit, level up your cash flow, and finance your growth. Until next time, go enjoy some green M&Ms and protect that cash.